One of the most effective things that narcissists do is they trap you with their future faking. Because they can read you so well, and because you would have given up so much information about yourself, the things you want, the things that you find important, your unfulfilled wishes, because you would have given all that up, because they would have data mined you successfully for some time, they have a clear roadmap of what they have to do and say to really get you to hook yourself onto the idea of them and onto the idea of having a future with them. So narcissists, they can come across very credible in a sense that they tell you that they want the same things you want. Maybe they want to live in the same city or in the same type of environment. Maybe they want to have the type of family that you're looking to have, like, kids, animals, things like that. Maybe they have ambitions of traveling the world or, getting involved in certain types of hobbies on weekends. Whatever's important to you, they're very good at selling to you that they want the same thing. Once you've been future faked, once they've really hooked you onto the idea that you two are a match made in heaven and they have everything to offer you, you end up future faking yourself in a sense that you become invested in that future that you see together with a narcissist. You become invested in a future that no one else can offer you but the narcissist. And the reason it's so successful and so unique, the reason narcissists kind of hook you into that version of them that's just a perfect match to you is because it's fake. No real person would have that much in common with you, would want everything that you want. Just happen to be, your mirror image in terms of everything you aspire to doing and having. If somebody wants all those same things that you do, then it's most likely not real. It's most likely fake. And narcissists, they're very good at mirroring you in that sense. So once you've been future faked and you feel hooked on this version of them that is your dream person, it's so hard to let go of that. And that's why future faking is so effective, because once you've taken that step deep into the direction of the narcissist being your perfect match, they want everything you want, it's really hard to take that step back. Even once the evidence starts to compile, showing itself that the narcissist is not really who they said they were, once it becomes clear that they don't care about you as a person because of the way they treat you, the way they mess with your head, the way they basically abuse you psychologically, sometimes even physically, and they just disregard you as a person. Once it becomes very clear that they don't care for you as a human being, that they don't love you the way you thought they did, it's still very difficult to let them go. Because you feel like you're giving up on your own life, on your own happiness, if you were to part ways with a narcissist. And that's why the future faking is so effective. It's a way of locking you into them. And once you've been sufficiently well locked in, sufficiently well hooked in, even once the evidence starts to show itself that they don't care about you, maybe they're cheating on you, maybe they're having flings, maybe the inconsistencies are just so obvious you can't ignore them anymore. Once all that is out there, it's still very difficult because you're in this state of cognitive dissonance where you really believe that they can still offer you the things that you really want. But at the same time, what they're showing you, what they're feeding you every day is contrary to that. And it really does a number in your mind because you're trying to reconcile these two alternative realities. Like, oh, this person is just my perfect match. Or at least I used to believe so. But now you're seeing a version of them which suggests that they don't care about you. They're mean. They cheat. They might be stealing from you. They're deliberately trying to confuse you all the time, deliberately trying to put you down so they can feel better about themselves. They feel very competitive against you. All those traits, which are all very bad traits, which you didn't see at the beginning. So once you're in that position, you are kind of stuck. And the only way you can become unstuck is if you accept that you just have to let go of everything that you thought you could have with them. You have to let all that go. And sometimes you have to just let your own plans go in terms of what you saw in your own future for a while, and make your new priority to break that toxic dependency, which is the narcissist. You reach a point where all these things that you wanted and all these things that you're working on become of secondary importance, and you have to accept that. And what becomes of primary importance is you strengthening yourself, strengthening your resolve, strengthening your any vulnerabilities which are keeping you attached to the narcissist, and working on breaking that toxic dependency, which obviously comes with parting ways and working your way out of the relationship. If you live with them, if maybe you're financially dependent, sometimes you can't do it from one day to the next, but it is something you need to start planning and taking the steps in that direction. So that's what I find when you're dealing with somebody who's very toxic. There's so many things that you want in life that you now believe you can have, but you can only really attain those things if the narcissist is in your picture. But once you realize who and what you're dealing with, you've got to let all that go. And you have to have a new priority, which is like, shit, okay, there was a lot of self-deception involved. I let myself go in too deep. Certainly there were red flags. I ignored them. I'm paying the price. But you've got to let that go. And your new priority has got to be breaking that bond, breaking that toxic dependency. And you have to accept that that is your new personal challenge. That is your new challenge in life. That is the number one challenge that will set you free. So you have to have that shift in mindset. And once you do have that shift in mindset, once you do accept that your number one priority is to work on yourself, strengthen yourself, work on your resolve, break the dependency, and find your freedom, then you have a path for yourself. And it's a matter of seeing all that through. And then whatever comes after, comes after. You'll work it out. You will have new dreams one day. You will try to, set plans of great things you want to achieve one day again. But all of that can only come after you've broken that toxic bond with the narcissist. So just kind of summarizing, future faking is very effective. And the narcissist does it because they know it hooks you in deep. Once you're future faked, you have all these things that you start thinking you can have, but it's only within the narcissist in your life that you can attain those things. But once you've realized that you're dealing with a narcissist, it's a whole new ball game, and you have to accept that all of those things that come with the future faking, all those brilliant plans, all those thoughts of trips and everything else you've dreamt of, you got to let all that go, and you have to accept that your new priority is breaking a bond that was based on deception and based on deceiving you. But once you accept that, you go down that route, you work your way towards your own freedom, and then the world becomes your oyster again. So once all is said and done, you do learn a lot. The narcissist teaches you a lot about yourself, about not being easily deceived and vulnerable to the wrong types, and you just become a much stronger person. So don't blame yourself. If you get caught up in that, just go the right way. Don't go the wrong way, and everything will work out for you in time.